Hi everyone, I'm Lena and I'm 11 years old. Today I'm going to talk about sound and matter. Sounds travel only through matter. Well, the sounds, they have sound waves that travel from matter to our ears. And do you remember the three kinds of matter that we learned about? Solid, liquid, and gas. These three are examples of solid, liquid, and gas. So sounds, they travel through solid, and we can hear those things using the solid. Sounds also travel through liquid, which animals can communicate with each other underwater. And gas, they travel through the air into our ears, like the firework. When they shoot the firework, all the firework blows like a flower, and then the sounds travel from the air into our ear. So they travel in they travel through all three kinds of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. In the outer space, there's no matter between the stars and planets. So in the space, there's only star and planets. There's no solid, no liquid, no gas. So there is no sounds in space. If you're an astronaut and you're trying to communicate with the other astronaut in space, you can't, because there aren't any materials for the sounds to travel through. There aren't any matter for the sounds to travel through. So we cannot hear what they're trying to talk, or what sounds. There's no sounds in space at all. Sounds travel only through solid, liquids, and gases at different speed. Well, for the solid, the liquid, and the gas, the sounds travel through them in different speed. They don't travel at the same speed. So try to make a prediction if the sounds will travel through what is the fastest: solid, liquid, or gas. Sounds travel through solid or liquid, and gas is the slowest. Try to make a prediction. Okay, now try to find a solid object. Here I have a book. You can find anything, and my solid object is a book. Now listen, this book will transfer the sound into my ear using sound waves. Sounds travel through solid. Look. If you tap on it, we can hear the sounds. Even you can hear it, right? Now, if we put it on our ears like this, and then we tap it, we can still hear the sounds. So the sounds travel through a solid. You know, this part, it's not thick like this part here. If this is the book, and when we tap it, we can hear the sounds of it. So now, if you guess sounds travel through solid is the fastest, you're right. Sound travels the fastest through a solid, the next fastest through a liquid, and the slowest through gas. So you can look at the particles here. The particles in a solid is close together. There's not much space between them. The particles in a liquid has space between them, but not that much. There's still space, but not too many, and they're not separated. With each other. But gas, look at them. They have so much space between them. And gas, when sounds travel through the gas, it's very slow because there's much space for them to travel. However, in the solid, there's not much space, so sounds can travel the fastest. And liquid is the second fastest because when it travels through, it doesn't have too much space, just a little bit. And gas has the most space. That is why the particles between the gas has too much space. That is why the sounds cannot travel through the gas fast. Now, let's have a small experiment using our imagination. So, when you have two dominoes, like this thing, two lines of dominoes, and then, one line you have small space between them, just the same amount, like 20 dominoes in the same space. They have the same space, like this much. And another line of dominoes, they represent maybe the gas. They have more space between them. So when we hit them at the same time, which one will collapse faster? Of course, it's the one with less space because they're near to each other. That's happened the same with the sound waves when they travel through solid, liquid, and gas. When they have small little space, the sounds can travel faster. And when they have bigger space between them, the sounds will travel slower. Some whales can make sounds that can be heard hundreds of kilometers away. So whales, they live underwater, and when they want to communicate, they need to make sounds so that they can talk to other whales. And if they make sounds, the sound waves of sound can travel hundreds of kilometers away. It's really, really far because they need to communicate, and when they make sounds, they can communicate with the other whales that are very, very far from them. An echo is caused when sound waves strike and then bounce back. So when you're standing in the large room with nothing at all, there's not much thing, or maybe nothing, like in this picture. There's nothing, just a room with doors and windows. When you say hello, and then there will be an echo, an echo like hello, 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 like that. So the sound waves strike into the walls and then bounce back and make another sound. This is an echo, and scientists can use track of the sound waves bounce back to find the depths of the ocean. So when they have a boat, a ship on the surface of the ocean, they will send down the sound waves down here like this, and then when the sound waves hit the ocean floor, they'll bounce up, and therefore they can know more about the depths of the ocean. This also happens like an echo. Sound waves, remember, sound waves can only travel through matter. The three kinds of matter, like solid, liquid, and gas. And when you're in space, you cannot make sounds because when you're in space, there is no matter for the sound waves to go through. Well, that's all about my video. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.